Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the second hour here of Once Upon a Game, where we're playing Across the Endless Sea, a GM-less game about a journeying people across an ocean. Believe it or not, an endless sea. So, we just did our first scene right before break, and now we're gonna jump back into it with some more. Okay, so what do we do, Luke?
Yeah. So the second, we've finished the first month. Fair Winds has passed, and now we're coming into the second month. Plenty. If we have any kind of like small level stuff we want to describe about that transition, we can, or we can just roll on to like the next encounter some days into the month of Plenty and see what confronts the people next.
How do we know? How do we know it's a new month? Like, is it based on the moon?
No, it's a solar calendar. They keep at the Shrine of Sun Return. They keep, there's like a very, they have a very good understanding of certain principles of science related to solar principles.
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
The moon is evil.
And so,
well, because I was wondering if we could figure out.
Is the moon evil?
Some would say.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out how they would know if it's Plenty, and if it is, then like what sort of like ritual do you do? I think it's an offering. I think we bring regardless of it is. I think actually the month of Plenty is you start by giving up a lot, knowing that you're going like you receive a proverbial bounty. Is the idea?
Yeah, definitely. Because okay. So the month of Plenty. I mean, it could be any number of things. I think it's the month where the people are in the like a first initial kind of fishing ground.
Okay.
I think like there's fish like everywhere. There's
we're over like a reef or something.
Yeah, there's a reef, so the sea is quite shallow, and they can even dive down and gather kind of like shellfish and edible kelps and that kind of stuff. And after this, I think. After this, because the next month is many meetings, right? So the next month is when we encounter some folk, or we would traditionally.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're in kind of like quite a shallow stretch of the Endless Sea at the moment.
Yeah.
But soon we're gonna start. Soon we're gonna hit the drop off, right? And it's gonna start to get deep.
The shelf, yeah.
Yeah, I think the fourth month. I think in tides we reach like the point where it drops.
Yeah. There's just nothing.
But yeah,
darkness.
Yeah, I really like the idea that there's like a ritual offering at the beginning of the month in exchange for all that we're about to gain from the ocean. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
So now, it's my turn to do threat.
So now we roll. Randomly.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll a D3. Normally there would be a deck of cards, but putting decks of cards into Roll20 is really difficult, and also I don't have one yet. So maybe next time. So who wants to be number one? We're just gonna number ourselves 1, 2, and 3.
I'll be 1.
Yeah,
right,
one, you'll be 2, and then I'll be 3.
I'll be 2. Eric, you'll be 3. All right. Cool.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Works for me.
So roll 1. So Eric, it looks like you will be the threat player.
Cool.
And so you are playing
the weather.
Remind me, your weather? Yep.
Yes.
Right. So I will find I'll find prompt 5, and then I will send it to you in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, and so the threat playbook has a streamlined summary of how the encounter thing goes for the threat player, because you're kind of the mini GM for the purposes.
Cool. So when you say threats is kind of can this be a good thing based on how people respond to it?
Yeah, so I think there's always they're threats
more of a
because they're threats because they offer danger.
Okay.
If the people, depending on how they are handled, like if you succeed, if your course of action succeeds completely, then stuff is won and nothing is lost, and it basically is a case of like, you did just have a good time.
So maybe threat, like a different word, make more sense.
Yeah. I was like, I can't just use
it is kind of
twice.
Hard.
God
yeah.
damn it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll workshop it.
No,
later.
this is a really good idea. Okay, I know what's going on. No, this is a very okay. So we start. Yeah, I think we start after the ritual and stuff, but knowing what we got to do. And then we're a couple weeks into the month or whatever, and it's just the sea is bountiful. It's beautiful here. We're going at a slower pace than we would normally. And it's just a serene, tranquil, clear day. You can see to the bottom and see all the colorful reefs and everything. When there's and here's actually, I think this is the conflict based on the weather. I'm not sure this is pushing it or not, but people are shrugging off their duties because it's so beautiful. They're like, "What's the rush?" And I think that's the conflict that I want to bring up.
Yeah, definitely.
It's too beautiful. Like this is literally like the most perfect. It's one of the most perfect days we've seen ever. I think this is a surprise. More importantly, because these days are so rare in winter that like it's a mild. It's very 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 mild and temperate. And this might be the very first day or like the series of days where this has been so nice, and people just want to enjoy it and shrug off the fact that we have to
and we might not make it in time.
Yeah, exactly.
If we're going slow.
Right. So that's a
month-long event.
And like the Harbinger has gone ahead of us, right? Like it's headed to the Shrine of Sun Return too.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen when it gets there.
Oh god.
Right?
I can't wait.
But yeah, so Eric, as someone who can also see the prompt, you're not stretching it. This is you're doing good.
Okay.
This is kind of the territory it is meant to cover.
Perfect.
All right, so I believe we now need to choose who is going to be lead aspect.
What do you think makes more
So Ian, how do you feel? We got
the
eyes
voice,
or voice?
Yeah. Voice or the eyes, yeah.
Heart makes the most sense, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, like this is one of the things about this game, right? Like if only we were playing with five people, the hands of the people could deal with this problem, but fuck, we can't.
Well, it makes it interesting too, constricts stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I don't really know your stuff. What do you think?
I mean, like, if the issue is that people are skiving off work, if that's the main danger, then like voice, like there's some logic to that being the solution, and to someone kind of standing up and getting people back on track.
Yeah.
You could frame it as the tales of why it's so important to
work hard.
I like it.
Our job.
I like it. It makes more sense than eyes because it's like, oh, let's watch out for all the laziness. It's gonna get us.
I mean, look, that's. I mean, hilarious.
Anything's possible, but I don't know.
All right, so. All right, Eric. So I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask two questions of you.
Okay. Yep.
First, I'm going to ask a very abstract question and then one that is more concrete. So, to whom does the spirit of this danger call, and to whom does it whisper? Who among the people is being most tempted by this laziness?
By the laziness?
The laziness, the pleasure, like by the siren call that it is.
Honestly,
let's just chill.
Well, I think what it's most complicated, what makes this really complicated, I think, and really sad, I think it's Wayne's daughter.
Yeah. Oh,
being like it's so sad because they can't see it, right? Like they,
Yeah. Oh, I should have known you'd find a way to make this game really, really sad, Eric. Like,
hey. Have you played with me?
I'm proud. I'm proud of you. You're doing a good job.
You're playing with the right people.
Yeah,
exactly.
So of course it's her daughter like wishing, like she feels the water and the sunlight, and she wishes she could see this.
Yeah.
Sadness and
this is
and being like, why do we have?
This is Studio Ghibli by way of Grave of the Fireflies.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, all right, good. That's helpful.
So then who does it whisper to?
Who does it whisper to?
Oh boy.
Like who's not so much tempted?
Do I want to bring in Cinta, or do I want to throw it? My first guess is actually I think it's Wayan. I think it's Wayan. And the reason why I think it's Wayan is because I think it's the scene, yeah. I think that helps with the impetus of why we want to move, and also a scene between father and daughter would probably be pretty good.
Definitely.
So
cool. And then what tales of warning do the people know of this thing or things like it? Is it like you were saying, like they have tales about like, the danger of laziness and the importance of like keeping their shit together?
No, I think kind of. There's definitely some of that, but I think it's more actually about the dangers of why this place is bountiful. You can't harvest too much. You can't, it's considered really, really, really bad to like eat a lot here and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
It's like a taboo against
indulgence. Yeah, exactly.
It's probably an ancient tale about how there's like a tree with all like the beautiful leaves, and the leaves tasted delicious and gave everlasting life, but then everyone ate all the leaves and the tree died.
Yeah.
I mean, it was probably seaweed, but otherwise
don't worry about it.
I think,
Actually, no, fuck it. Yeah, it was a tree just growing out of the ocean. That's weird, right?
But,
like, let's go.
But I think, there's definitely, there's definitely like a story like that, I think, about it and the dangers of overfishing this place and its beauty and its serenity.
The great sea tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So
is this the Giving Reef?
That's a great name. Look, honestly, if it wouldn't make this game too much just obviously like The Quiet Year, I would definitely add a bit where I'm like, make a map of your journey as you go along.
Yeah.
You need to do it. It's great.
I don't know why I think you should, honestly.
Because then you look back at it and you're like, whoa.
That was where Wayan's poor daughter lost her eyes. Good times.
And then it's like, now look at her. She's a warrior.
Yeah.
Or she's dead.
We'll see.
I think one of these things is more likely than the other.
This is good.
All right. Don't ruin so let me see.
So those are my two questions. Or those are the answers to the questions.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So here's what I think happens. So by like the end of the first week in the Giving Reef, like the people slow to a standstill. They reach the edge of the Giving Reef, and the first day they travel half as far as they did the day before. The next day they travel half as far as that, because increasingly more and more of the people are not pulling on the oars anymore, are not keeping the sails working anymore. Yeah. They're just diving down, luxuriating in this like warm, beautiful, crystal clear water. They're going down and finding all of their like favorite rare foods that they only get to eat like once a year when they're here. And the raft is slowing down to a near crawl. And worse than that, I think Wayan's daughter is discovered, I think, in the evening of one of these days. Like the sun is starting to set, but there's still like plenty of light, and it's all kind of tawny and amber and ruddy. And she comes up out of the water, and she's got like an armful of little clams, little mollusks. But she can't see anymore. These aren't like the common clams. These aren't the kind that just like grow like everywhere where you can just take graze as much as you want. These are like the really special ones that look to be made out of like, almost like purple. They're purple, and when you hold them up to the light, the light almost shines through like it's amethyst. Yeah. And she's got like an armful of them, which is like by an order of magnitude more than tradition dictates that you're meant to take. And like her father like rushes over to her, and he's like, Eric, can you give me a name for the daughter? Sorry, Ian. Yeah. Because you were the one who invented the daughter. Can you give me a name? I'm the one who
took her eyes away.
That's right. You're responsible for her. Now look, like
take away her eyes and give her a name. Like every true story game.
Okay.
Eric, that's fucked up. I love it.
Okay.
Yeah, so he comes over to her at the edge, and he's like, Oka, what have you done? And he's like, he grabs her, and he's not shaking her exactly, but I think the combination of the relatively recent death of his wife in the first place, and then the visitation by the weird bird, and the loss of his eyes, and his brother, he's a bit on edge. Okay, emotionally he's not altogether. So he's not quite shaking his daughter, but like he's perhaps being
concerned.
Slightly more aggressive.
Very concerned.
Aggressive than is warranted with a child. And he's like, what have you done? What have you done? And she's like kind of like cowering back from him and like starting to cry. And she's dropped her arms, and the shells are all falling onto the deck everywhere. Yeah. And the people are like shifting and starting to look like really, really nervous. And she's like, Daddy, like, what have I done? I don't understand. And then Cinta comes over to their raft, and she lays a hand on. They lay a hand on Wei-An's shoulder and kind of pull him back, and he doesn't resist.
Yeah.
And they kneel down in front of the little girl, and they're like, "Child, you have taken what is not ours to take from the Giving Reef. It is not your fault, but the ocean has no heart and does not care for fault. You must give it back, and something else besides. The ancient ways must be followed." And like there's a very uncomfortable hush here because Cinta's tone is always gentle. They can't speak very loudly anymore because they're quite old. But it's like iron. There's no give or hesitation in it, and everyone in the boat knows the stories and knows that like the kind of giving that's required is not a small giving. And Wei-An steps back in and like stands behind his daughter and says, Cinta, this is my daughter.
Yeah. This
is my child, my responsibility. I take responsibility.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think. Yeah.
It was my actions that caused her blindness, right? Like, this is on me.
Yeah. There's probably some phrase that says something like, that the sins of a kid or something this. Like. Yeah, like you can claim that as a parent.
Yeah, and so
he wants to invoke that thing. Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think he takes the clams in his arms. Mm-hmm. And he makes the proper. I think there's a song you sing, in the Giving Reef to make the offering in the first place, and I think he sings the same song, and then he dives down into the water with the armful of clams just as the sun goes down, so that all of a sudden, even though the water is crystal clear, he can't be seen anymore. And he's down there for like 10 minutes, and he doesn't resurface for air. He's down there like uncomfortably long.
Dang.
And he comes back up, and he doesn't have the clams anymore to begin with.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the he doesn't have the clams anymore. And he doesn't have he doesn't have his warrior's necklace. The necklace of shells that speaks of his prowess and speaks of his status in the tribe. He doesn't have his long hair.
Yeah.
The symbol of his status, that's gone too. And he's bleeding. There are wounds on each of his palms, deep wounds that are bleeding.
I like to think that, like, also somehow through the magic of the reef, like his skill with like a spear has been taken away.
Yeah, absolutely. Like these wounds will never close. He'll never hold a weapon again.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
Like stigmata, right? And I think the people only become aware of the blood as like that because it's dark now and they're lighting torches. And he comes up and they realize the water around him is dark. Even in the light, and then as he comes up, they see the blood. So Eric,
he's no longer a warrior.
That was they will seek to avoid it, relying on correct etiquette and ancient treaties to protect them.
Oh yeah, that
does that work?
It works completely. The ocean is satisfied with the exchange. Yeah,
That's how these games work, right? You gotta make it too cool to say no.
The price is sufficient.
Cool.
Now father and daughter can both feel really, really bad about the things they've caused one another to suffer.
So you now get to choose, Eric, how much is one. One thing. I think often one, usually one, sometimes two, rarely three.
Okay,
it's up to you.
Sure, and
then Ian gets to choose what it is as the non-threat and non-lead aspect player.
Is there a list of things I can win?
So you just choose how many, and then Ian has the list that he chooses what.
Okay. My thing.
Well, this was a
aspect playbook.
This was like amending. This was like amend. You know, we were mending something that was like a broken treaty with the ocean. So I think we earn very little. So I think one is fair.
We fucked
obviously
up in the first place.
A secret is stolen. Well, one that concerns the mystic forces of the Endless Sea.
Ooh, yeah, that's
so.
Cool.
Do we want to specify what that is?
I mean, maybe Wei-An leaves a warrior and comes back a mystic.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Maybe he's different now.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
I think he's not a mystic like in the traditional sense.
Oh God,
like he's not like I think he's like crazy, right? Yeah. He's like he's somewhat like he has visions.
Yeah,
he just like has visions suddenly, like his eyes roll back into his head, and or like visions when he's sleeping. They're like terrify him. So
and he never speaks straightforwardly, right? Like he comes back a trickster. He looks at the world sideways. Forever and always.
Nothing like it's and like they speak so much of how like one man dove down, another man came up.
Yeah.
The sea returns.
Cool. Yeah, I think people mention that. I think they think he's cursed. You know, like they think that's he should never have married that woman. Is probably what they say under their breath. And this was all caused because of that.
Maybe she was from another people in the first place.
Yeah. I think, but yeah, exactly. Basically,
like
his decision, his decision to marry and have this child was not something the tribe wanted.
Well, maybe like where they're going, like in the temple, there are people who live there, and maybe he married one of them.
Yeah,
that's
like
cool.
he stole someone from the Sun Land, which is big.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Good work, guys.
Poor Wei-An. Poor Wei-An. Right? Nothing but death and loss.
I know. It's so sad.
So I've recorded that Wei-An comes back from the water a contrary, touched by divine madness.
Yeah.
If that works for people.
That's a great way.
It's just like, look at this. We won this.
Should not have got those clams.
Thing. Yeah. All right, and I think Eric, if you're cool with this, like I think the fear of this, the seriousness of this drives the people onwards. Like the next day, they're back to full speed and they're out of the grounds of plenty like as fast as they can because the reef is a bit tainted now for them.
Yes,
like we're good.
Nice.
Thank you.
And so we move on to the next month.
Many meetings. Roll 1d3. All right, Eric.
it looks like it's you again, according to the randomizer.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
Would we? Yeah, but would I would. Ian, do you want to take it over because you haven't done a threat yet?
Yeah. Do you want to do it? Do you want to have a threat?
I would.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, let's do an island.
Islands.
That would be really cool. Yeah. The many meetings. The many meetings totally happen at an island.
Stupid not island stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get island stuff.
All right.
Yeah. So
let me see.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that you get a chance to jam on this.
That's cool. All right. Ian, I am sending you the prompt in the chat.
Okay. Which chat? There's a lot of chats.
The Zoom chat.
Cool.
No, seriously, Luke, this is a good game. It's a fun game. This is good. Let me know when it's available because I'm gonna buy it and I'm gonna play this game a lot.
Yeah.
I mean,
look,
I'm gonna bring it to Story Game Seattle and have a bunch of people play it and they're gonna love it.
Okay.
So
cool.
Ben Robb's gonna play this game.
Playtest, there's a preview playtest, which is basically the documents you guys already have that's available on my Patreon.
Yeah.
Give it between a fortnight and a month to get the actual thing out.
Cool.
So the local games convention is also coming up, and I am writing one of the headliner games, and it's very stressful, and I have to finish that. So
We'll take care of that. But this is good. This is fun. This is a fun game to play.
What does this prompt mean exactly?
So this prompt describes the encounter that the people have. This is what they encounter. And if you look at your threat sheet, it will then offer you some choices as to how this thing looks and also how this thing is dangerous to shape, to turn it from like a prompt into an actual encounter.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like you get so off in the distance they're like, oh, land, like maybe we can hunt there, maybe we can like it's an island that has not been known, and so all the like map makers, navigators are so excited, and they're like writing down the island on their thing, like, oh, a new island, like let's explore it, because that's like a big part of it, a part of the journey, right?
Maybe we've even like come out of the Giving Reef like a different way than usual because of what happened, and so this is actually like uncharted territory slightly.
Yeah, and so they're like, okay, let's map out this route, and So you go there, and I think the island is it's strangely colored. And
what color is it?
It is red and blue.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but not like imposing like blood red, like sort of like light vibrant red. It's like sort of like
vermilion.
Like it's sort of like jungle. It's very jungly, and like there's various like pine trees with like blue needles and like
that's awesome.
And like and all like the grass.
It's like primordial. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the beach is like is like this like strange like white color, but then you like pick up and look at all the sand and there's all the colors of the rainbow.
Oh yeah, that's such a cool detail. I love it.
Yeah. So
awesome.
And you and you can see like throughout this there's various like you go around, there's various rivers with like cold water, and like everyone begins filling their jugs immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Eric, who is going to lead the people onto the island? I think heart makes more sense. Like voice, I don't know what I've got to offer for this encounter.
Okay.
So like I'm gonna point the finger at you. If you want to point it back, we can fight over it. But
what are we doing on this island? What's the reason for us going to this island? Is that established yet?
They're like there's various like plants and animals. You can get food and fill up your water.
And also just to explore, I think.
Yeah. I think we need something for our journey. Something that like we have to give as a gift to the shrine. Yeah, something religious.
I think even it might be like, right, because in my imagining anyway, everyone's Shrine of Sun Return is going to be different. To my imagining, that ritual involves fire. Like a massive bonfire is burned to return the sun.
I think we're gonna get like
new undiscovered kinds of sacred wood from this island.
Okay.
That's why we got
I was thinking,
let the sun taste the beautiful red wood.
Exactly.
I'm going to build on that. Different. No. I'm thinking of that, but I'm also adding to it. No, there is a fire already burning on this island somewhere, and you must carry that flame to the shrine.
That's cool.
And it's because it's burning from this wood. And basically there's a torch. Like we're Olympic committee being the sun.
That's cool.
Something also to note is you notice around for like 3 miles, just like outside, like long, there's just it's thick with seaweed.
Yeah.
Okay.
This because this place, somewhere on this island, used to have people on it. This used to be until something happened. And that's why there was a shrine, and that's why there's this place before, like it's like maybe like ancestors or something. It's ancestral. Maybe not just us, but just lost. to our it was lost. Yeah. It was maybe it's not cursed, but it was lost.
Cool. All right, so Eric, you now get to ask Ian a couple of questions about this island that we are encountering now, as we climb up in search of Torch.
Yes. Ooh. Does the island conceal a secret heart? Is it cold and unfeeling? Or is it cold and unfeeling?
Yes. I guess just I mean, like, is that a good enough answer, or like, should I elaborate more?
Yes to both. I think that's a satisfactory answer.
Yeah.
Cool.
I guess just to color a little more, like you see, like.
So you can answer this. You can answer these questions either in fiction or just play to play.
Yeah, I'll do play to play. I can't think of anything that you see, but yeah. Something you just don't feel quite right going into this.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, what virtues do the people have that will help them meet this encounter? Very direct.
So is what? So you read
virtues.
Virtues.
Yeah.
Okay.
The virtues we've selected are loyalty, independence. They say
That's
virtues.
Those are the only two virtues. The other two are values.
Yes. Okay. Those were different questions.
Loyalty, success.
Yeah. Or independence. I'm sorry. Then I'm going to change the question to values. I think values might be a little bit more interesting.
And so our values are deep and abiding respect for life?
I'm sorry. No. Here's the real question. The real question is, I didn't see this third question. What values or virtues do people have that might endanger them here? Is the best question. That's the best question. Sorry to change my answer so many times, but that's a good one. That's the one I just saw right now.
Like the fierce love of freedom or not fierce love, but the independence and the individuality. And like the generally like, let's go to this place and like all look for our own stuff.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, I think the individualities. I think there's a boon for the warrior who returns with it.
Yeah, let's see here.
Right, like individually.
And yeah.
Only one person can be the torchbearer.
Yeah.
So while you all have to work together, only one person gets that honor.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. All right, so Eric, how do the people meet this encounter?
So could I describe it a little more?
Oh yeah.
Go for it.
So I think as you get closer, like the fire, like it's a small island, and like you can see the fire like already, like from like as you're getting close, and you know it's right there, and the seaweed's getting thicker, more and more rowing, and then as you get like closer and closer, eventually the seaweed's so thick that like you put your paddle down and it comes up and there's seaweed on it. And it starts sort of slapping onto the deck and stuff. And eventually like there's just seaweed everywhere. And slowly you notice like the ones in the front that have more seaweed are sort of like beginning to sink. And like the seaweed itself is like, more and more is like going up in and of itself and beginning just to bring down each raft.
Oh boy. So I guess I guess the people are gonna have, we need this fire if there's going to be for Spring's return. We're gonna be very direct about this. We're gonna take our boats as much as we can. I think I think maybe a few of the boats get stuck, and I think we see one of the boats, like one of the 4 rafts that gets through, like throws a rope to the other ones and like is able to like they work together to pull them through. Yeah. Or maybe it's like 4 boats with 4 people and it's like kayaks. Actually, let's do that. So it's a group of 4.
Like I imagine that like we're mostly rafts.
The directions.
There's like kayak outriggers on the side for stability, which can be like cut loose and actually sailed individually if it has to.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I like that a lot. The stabilizers. Yeah, so like you see everyone work together to get this. So I think, and they know, and I think they all know at the truth of the matter that if they're going to get this ever flame, for the shrine of the sun return, they're going to have to work together. And I think you see them like kind of like come together like after they get through here. After like they're like on the shores, right? Like right before like and like in the back of them you see like the smoke in the distance, but you see like the blue pines and the red vines that you're describing, and they all like come together like a football huddle, right? Like a rugby huddle, right? Like a scrum, right? And they get together and they're like, guys, like whatever happens, like remember we're doing this because of the tribe, right? Like the flame can only be given to those who trust one another. And and they like pump themselves up, right? And then they're like, yeah, right? And then they like they do some kind of like like yeah, like they sit their chest, and then they rush off into the woods together.
I almost imagine, because in my head, like the people always are kind of like very much of like a Pacific Islander kind of Moana aesthetic. I think there's almost like a little bit of like a haka like thing that goes on.
Yeah, right.
Drum, like there's definitely someone in the back like slamming on drums.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like, but like just they demonstrated that like they need their teamwork. They helped each other out and being like, guys, like the only way we're doing this is if we do this together, right? Yeah. And like it's just a bit nice like pump up speech. So they're confronting it head on, and they're relying on the trust of each other and the world's goodness. So good luck with that.
That's sweet.
Does this work?
That's adorable.
Does this work? You have 3 options on the threat sheet.
It works barely at a cost.
So how much is lost and how much is won?
I think 1 thing is won and 2 things are lost.
Cool. And like what kind of badness is it? Like
I think just like they get closer and closer, and like and just like their teamwork works, but like the seaweed just keeps dragging people down. And like one man finally makes it.
Oh my god! I know. Yeah, no, it's I got it. What's lost? That's right. It eats some of the rafts.
Eric, this is so lead player chooses how to confront it. One of the other, and they then ask one of the other aspect players.
Oh, they tell me what's lost. I'm so sorry. Yeah. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good. Yeah, with a larger group, you would pick people, and you could split up what is won and what is lost. But given there's only 3 of us, it will always be whoever's not playing the other roles.
Okay.
So let me see. I'm the voice of the people.
Yes.
Oh God. Oh, this is gonna be hard to make sense of. 2 things you say.
Yes.
Oh boy. Oh God, this is hard.
Yeah.
Eric, can I make you choose one of them?
What is lost?
Yeah, I want to put one of them. Like I think I can make one of them work, but I think I'm gonna have to put the second one onto you because I don't have a lot of good choices.
Well,
here.
Yeah, I mean the big one that I'm thinking of is that someone is a beloved warrior is lost, but he's not killed in this way. It's that he can't get his canoe, his kayak out.
Yeah.
And so he's stuck here, and like he knows
he lives on the
they
island
know it.
now.
They know there's 4 people and there's 3 kayaks, right? That work.
Shit. Yeah.
And they can't get this person off.
Yeah, I like that. That's really cool.
Who's the person?
Let's give him a name because we want to care about them a little bit right now as we abandon them on this island.
And who knows? Maybe they'll show up again.
And anything could happen. And then, all right. So I have my second one. So they do it as a team. But one of them is the one of them gets all the glory, right? Like, despite the fact that they went there as a group and among themselves agreed to do it as a group and to share in, and everything together. When they go back to the people, the way that the people interpret it is that the one who has the Evertorch, like, is the one who did all of it. And so one of the remaining 2, who was the blood brother and the lover of the guy who got left behind, becomes hateful. He becomes like secretly really like resentful and hateful and kind of like bitter about it.
What is this person's name that has hate in his heart?
This person is called Aaron.
Classic Aaron.
Yeah, I know.
And then who's the one that was left behind?
Yeah.
This is good.
Eric, who was left behind?
I think it's the one who actually got the torch. He volunteers to stay behind for other people.
Ooh.
And let me give them a name.
That's heartbreaking. So
Thar.
Actually, in that Thar. All right, so in that case, I'm gonna change my answer slightly. So Thar gets the torch. He chooses to stay behind on the island. They all go back. That tale is told to the people, and even though Aaron is the one who like rode and worked the hardest and like pushed himself like to and past the breaking point to get them back out and safely home,
no one cares.
All of the glory is given to Tar, who stayed behind on the island, and so
exactly, and that's why he's resentful. Exactly. Yep. That's what I was hoping for.
Good old Aaron.
And then Eric, if you just write up the option about
what's won and lost.
I've added Aaron. If you just want to add
that Thar's left behind.
Whoa, yes. I don't know what. Yes.
I just copied and pasted it, and sometimes when I copy and paste something, it gets it freaks out.
Yeah. I've had to make it smaller so it will fit.
Yeah.
Actually, no, there's an easy solution to that. Just use fewer words. Ding.
Yeah, because
cool.
I think Aaron like he returns with Thar's necklace, right? Like the necklace is the symbol of the warrior, right? Yeah. So like the last thing he does is like, here, take it back to the people. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Cool.
All
right. Awesome. That's 2 encounters. Let's push on.
Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's do one more, and then we go to our next break.
Yep. Actually, speaking of which, Eric, are we running 3 hours, 4 hours? I'm just trying to do the math. And figure out if we can compress the game so that we include the arrival.
Okay.
If you guys
I like to wrap up in an hour and then like spend like the next 15-20 minutes talking about the game.
Yep. All right,
is the typical once upon a game strat.
Yep. All right, cool. So I think we probably aren't going to finish this journey, but
that's fine.
Look, the journey is more important than the destination.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Man. We need to get the sun back. It's pretty important to me.
Yeah.
This is season 1 of the show.
Yeah. Look, if you guys want to come back and try this again. I'm down.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like all right. So 2. That means I am going to be the next threat. Something from beneath, and it's going to be. Nope. That's the one we had last time. Enough shadows on the water. We need something new. Something fresh. Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be good. You guys going to have a great time.
I love it. Love it.
Let me see. What choices do I want to make?
So what is it? And then we have to figure out if we want the eyes or the heart.
Yep.
To answer.
Yeah, I'm just making some choices about what it is. So if you give me like a
sorry.
moment.
Yeah. No. Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I think that'll do. All right. So, it's now the 4th month of our journey. The month of tides. So we come to the edge of the drop off. The reef is now behind us. Shallow waters are behind us. The deep is ahead.
Totally.
And the color of the ocean changes. It goes from being this kind of like turquoise, like gorgeous kind of tropical color to being like a much deeper blue and a much kind of like more deep sea, open ocean color. And the people sail on. The tides are strong. They tug you out in the direction you're going, at least to begin with. For a week, there's relatively safe sailing. And then one morning, you'll wake up to find that 2 of the rafts have been tangled together in the night. They've like the tides have been pushing around. It's been a bit choppy, and 2 of the canoe outriggers have gotten tangled and have tied 2 rafts together at slightly odd angles. And like things are threatening to fall off, and it's all a big deal. So a bunch of people have to go down into the water and dive down to cut the things free. And the people are down there when someone spots a patch of water moving against the tide that is purple. And at first it just looks like strangely colored water, and then it gets closer. It's filled with countless bright violet bodies, tiny little scaly bodies.
Fish? Yeah,
that's weird.
Fish,
like fish. A swarm of fish, a school.
A school, like a shoal, like a massive.
Okay.
Spiny. Right, they've got plenty of fins, and their fins you can see are like gleaming and sharp edged. The edges of their scales are slightly uneven from each other and are jagged and stick up at nasty angles, and their mouths are filled with countless teeth, and they are churning through the water in a great raging torrent against the tide towards the raft where all the divers are down in the water.
Dang.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, dang.
Mind if I take this on?
Yeah, this sounds like a job for the eyes.
That makes a lot of sense.
Unfortunately, the good heart and hopes of our people aren't going to save us from deadly fish. But you never know.
Probably not.
Anything's possible. Okay, when the counter presents itself, okay. How might the people best overcome this encounter without harm?
Man, I gave you the best questions.
I see it all.
Yeah, that is a great question.
Yeah. Almost a little too good.
I mean, they can't damage wood. They don't. I think the people know of these things. Mm-hmm. I think they're called just razors. And they can't or don't or won't. It's unclear. Eat wood. Like as long as everyone is on the raft, you're fine. The danger is that people right now are in the water, and also that there is a fair number of these things that they might be able to shake a raft and tip some people off. Okay. So if everyone stays on the
but
wood,
it's not
but they're also
doesn't dive in.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't seem like
everyone back. Get everyone back, and then like don't dive in if any prized possessions go in the water. Yeah. That's probably the answer.
I have a question for you guys. Are these fish malicious, or is it just like, are they just a force of nature? You know,
that is a good question. About which I haven't made a concrete. Well, no, I have made a concrete decision because I didn't pick that option. So no, they're just animals.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Yeah,
they are. I think they're excited by heat, and right now you all are the warmest thing in the water.
Yeah.
But if you all got out of the water and there was nothing in the water, they would go looking for something else that was warm.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. I like it.
Okay, I think. I mean, yeah, I think I'm good. I think so. Here's what happens. I think. So I think Sina. That's their name, right? Or Sina. Cinta, yes. So Cinta, they like sort of go out and they're on the sort of like the main raft and like someone speaks of these things and like, oh, like we're usually able to avoid them, but like there's already people in the water. What do we do? And they say
we all seem to be assuming that Cinta. It's strange. Our consensus seems to be shifting about Cinta's gender,
and they say, and then we see them like whisper, like just like sort of like lean over. You know, they've got like the shawl on and like some beads and like various stuff, and like it's got like a staff, and you see them like lean over and whisper, and then and the girl they're talking to is like, but what are we gonna eat? We can't. And they just shake their head and point and then the girl said, like, just basically just runs out and starts yelling at everybody. And and I think we see them like, you know, they basically they've got this like hunk of meat, right? Or they got this hunk of meat. And like they've been doing it over the fire and or like over a fire or something, and then eventually they just like turn it up and then just like char it completely, and they take it and then just chuck it near, and like we see like a few of them like a few things of just like hot flaming food get chucked into the water near the fish, and then the fish like instantly like go over there, and then they jump in and like pull people up, and it's like a whole big thing, you know, in like the darkness and the rain, and like everyone's like come on, we need to get up, and as these purple fish are just swirling around these heat masses, and then pretty soon it's gone, and yeah. Does this course of action work?
I think it works partly. Mm-hmm. I think for the first half of the evacuation, it works great. But they weren't able to get, like, the meat was roasting low and slow, and then the temperature was raised. And as someone who cooks a lot, like, the inside of the meat didn't manage to get the heat, so the heat very quickly goes out of the meat. And like the last people who are pulling people out of the water and the last people being pulled out do kind of end up getting a bit nibbled on. And so there's they're nearly there. They've like made it. Yeah. They're like on the edges of the raft, and then there's just like they just go rigid. they just freeze, and this strange purple hueing spreads through the veins up their necks and like onto their faces and even into their eyes, because these things are toxic.
Yeah, and I think
as well as
I think immediately like when you see the purple happening, like they just chuck them off. Like, because they know
That's
like
too late.
You can't and this infection might spread if they don't immediately get rid of them.
Totally. All right. So one thing is lost, and one thing is won. Eric, not to tread on your toes, from memory, there is an option about losing a virtue, and I think losing loyalty and steadfastness might make some sense here. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good.
It's up to you. So one thing is lost and one thing is won.
So when you're asked what is lost, choose from the following list.
So the note is on the heart. It says what is lost for both of them.
Oh God, my bad.
Yeah, the left one is when something is gained, or won. What is won?
The left-hand column should be what is won.
If you didn't cook so much, I might have made it.
Yeah, no, I think I like that. I like the idea of the virtue changing. But I think it's changing in a way that we don't expect. So could I change it so that it's almost like we're doubling down on it? Could I change it because we're letting them go? It's like we're gonna honor them though, and like that is what we expect everyone to do. Like look at them how they gave themselves. We expect everyone to be so like thoughtless about their life to us.
Okay,
right?
So they're going to like hard I can't remember, hard utilitarian
like collectivist.
The death of the one outweighs the death of the many outweighs the death of the few of the one.
Yeah.
Right. I look, that sounds like Twisted to me.
Yeah.
If you want it to be like you should be prepared to like mindlessly
we need to be prepared
yourself for the good of the tribe at every moment.
Yeah.
I'm
no,
down.
like so I think it actually might be Cinta who actually brings this out, being like, this is nothing compared to the sacrifices that this quest will call from us later.
Oh,
right?
Shit.
Like so this is so it's like when they say that, that's saying like like we expect everyone to be able to do this. Look at them sacrificing themselves to help like the kids and everybody get out of the water. Like this is everything. Okay, and
so
really they're giving up some of the individuality, I guess, is really what I mean.
Actually no, that's fair. I'm gonna tease a potential season 2 if it ever actually happened. I think this speech is made around the fire that evening. Like everyone has been called over onto Cinta's raft, which I think is large enough to fit the whole of the people.
Sure, it's
and
like a
everyone
great hall.
is standing there, and they're just standing there looking kind of like almost like not human, with this like incredibly craggy, like wrinkled face lit in the shifting firelight, and you can just see their two dark eyes lit by the fire, and for a moment we have a vision of a great bonfire, like we see reflected in their eyes, a great bonfire being kindled with a person standing in it.
I think no.
At the Shrine of Summer.
We don't see it. Wayan sees it.
Yes. That's really cool. Yeah, so this is going to some extremes, this value.
That's good.
If you ever want to give some foreshadowing vagaries, Wayan is your guy.
Actually, like Wayan has like a vision fit. That's cool.
That's good.
All right, so that brings us to the end of the 4th month. The next month is Islands, in ancient times called Landfall. So I think probably we'll just give the next encounter to Ian, because I kind of feel like that makes sense.
Definitely.
But Eric, you said you wanted to take a break?
Yep, it's top of the 2nd hour here, so let's go ahead and go back to a break, and then we'll come back. All right?
I like this game.
Yeah, this game's good. It's just fun.
So we'll be
back in 5 minutes, guys. See you on the other side.